How did I double my money 3 consecutive years trading futures? Well, you're about to find out. Before we get started, if you're not on my free email list for algo trading information, well, you should be. Just hit the QR code, type in the address you see on the screen, and you'll get signed up and you'll get this free mini S&P algo strategy. So let's talk about how I was able to double my money 3 consecutive years. It's a process, and I'm going to describe it in this video. So let's take a look at what I did. In year 1, I had 148% return. Year 2, it was 107%. In year 3, it was 112%. And just in case you're wondering, this wasn't paper trading. This was real trading. This was in a year-long real money worldwide futures trading contest. So all of those results have been verified by third parties. I was able to do that good by following some simple steps. And here's how I did it. Step 1, I had a goal. You'd be amazed how many people try to do things in life without having a goal. And trading's no different. You want to have a goal. You want to know what you want to achieve before you try to do it. In my case, my goal was 100% return on my money in a year. And the reason I came up with that was because I looked at this trading contest I was going to be in, and I figured out that 100% return would probably put me in the top 3 in the standings at the end of the year. So my goal wasn't to win the contest, it was more return based, because obviously I couldn't determine what other people were going to do, how well they were going to do. But I said, you know what? If I have 100% return, that's my goal. And I should finish in the top 3. And if I don't, well, I'd still have the 100% return. So that's not bad. So step 1 in doing so well in this contest 3 years in a row was having a goal. Step 2 was formulating a plan. How was I going to do it? How was I going to go from where I was at 0% return? Or if you've been trading a while, you know it's a lot of losing years, so maybe it was even negative return, to getting 100% a year. I based what I was doing on 2 fundamental approaches. One, diversification, meaning trading a bunch of different markets. And then that way, if one market got hot, I'd probably be trading it and I'd benefit from it. And then if another market was just flat all year, that wouldn't hurt me. So I had a diversified portfolio of a bunch of different strategies, a bunch of different markets. Primarily, it was one strategy, but it was applied to a bunch of different markets. And then the second part, and probably the most important part, was I had a solid development plan to build my strategies. And this is the process I use. This is my development plan. I call it the strategy factory, because when you use this approach, it's like taking ideas, that's your raw material, and putting it to all these different tests. Think of them as machines in a factory. And what comes out the end is either scrap when the strategy is no good, or a good strategy you can trade. So I've been using this approach for probably almost 20 years now, and it still works. And I've refined it over the years and added some things to it, but the basic process is still the same. You start out with goals. Remember, I mentioned that in step 1. And then you go through the testing. You do Monte Carlo simulation. You do something I call incubation. Then you look at diversification. Remember, I mentioned that. And then you finally go on to real money operation. So if you follow this process, and this is the process I follow to build every strategy I trade, you're going to be consistent. And you're going to build strategies that are all built the same way and tested the same way. And that's pretty powerful, not only for getting strategies that make money, but also for your trading confidence. It's a lot easier to be confident in what you're doing when you know the last 10 times you've done it has worked out pretty well. And that's a lot different than what most people do, which is they will just test something over and over again. One idea, they'll do that too. And then another idea, they won't test it all. They'll just go live with it. You've got to be consistent in what you're doing. And this approach allows you to do that. Well, if you like what you see so far, you're going to love my free algo strategy and more trading information. Just hit the QR code or type in the address you see, and you'll get signed up to my email list and get lots of free algo trading information. Step 3, follow the plan. And the key point here is even when it hurts, because even the best plan is going to hurt at times. And when you're trading, what's hurting mean? Well, hurting is drawdown. And yeah, you'd love to avoid drawdown, but I don't think you can. If you want to get better returns than you can by putting your money in the bank, you're going to have to take on risk. And risk equates to drawdown. So the key with this step is you follow your plan even when it hurts. Now, when I did the 3 years in a row of over 100%, these are what my equity curves look like. And you notice they're not smooth and up all the time. They have ups and downs. One year I had a 40% max drawdown. Another year it was a 42%. And then the one year I had a 50% max drawdown. So yeah, I was going for big returns over 100% a year, but I had to endure some big drawdowns. So that's part of it. You have to realize you don't get return for no risk. You might get lucky and you might not see that drawdown, but that drawdown's always lurking. And if you're going for big returns, you usually have to put up with big drawdowns. So those are the 3 steps. Have a realistic goal. Develop a plan to reach the goal. I use my strategy factory approach. And then you follow the plan, even when it's kind of painful. If you do these 3 things, you'll be in good shape with your trading, or you'll certainly be a lot better off with your trading. So a lot of you probably are saying, well, okay, that's all nice and good, and yeah, I'll follow those. But what was the strategy? I want to know about the strategy you used. So you can download it. You can go to that link. It's also in the description. You can download the full code that I used for my base strategy. I had some little variations of it, but that was basically the strategy, just applied to some different markets. And if you want to watch an in-depth video on it, just go to my YouTube channel and type in contest winning, and you'll see my smiling face come up. It's a short 7-minute video, but it kind of describes the whole strategy and what I did. So I think you'll find that pretty useful. Well, hey, thanks for watching. I'm Champion Trader Kevin Davey. Have a great day.